Sysmax Studio has an awesome feature called automatic programming. And what automatic programming allows you to do is not focus on the details of the function blocks, but instead focus on how your system should behave. So for instance, let's say a light curtain in zone 1 trips. All you need to think about is how should each of your safety outputs respond. So it turns all of your safety programming into just generating truth tables. So let's take a look at an example program. I've got a system here with an NX102 and an SL5500 NXSafety controller. I have 2 safety input cards, a safety output card, and then 3 1S servo drives using failsafe over EtherCAT networked safety. Now, jumping over into the safety controller, I've assigned my inputs, which are a mix of an e-stop, light curtains, area scanners, a relay monitoring input, and also a reset push button. I also did the same with my output card, which just has a single force-guided relay. And then you can also see that because I enabled failsafe over EtherCAT on the servo drives, the drives show up in the list of safety I/O over on the Multiview Explorer. So to start automatic programming, I just go up to Insert, then scroll down and select Automatic Programming. And this opens up the Automatic Programming window. Now there's a field for selecting the reset input, so I just go ahead and enter the reset push button input signal. Next, up at the top, I'll select Register Variables. And this brings in all of the inputs and outputs from my safety cards into the input and output signal tables below. Then I can add in my networked safety variables for each of the servo axes. And since these all have EDM signals, I certainly want to enable the EDM on these output signals. Now with my inputs and outputs defined, the next thing I do is go down to the expected value settings and I set the output values for when each different safety input is triggered. So when the zone 1 light curtain trips, maybe I need axes 1 and 2 to go into safe torque off, but axis 3 is okay. Similarly, if someone hits an e-stop, then I would want all 3 axes to go into safe torque off and the force-guided relay to activate. And so I fill out the table based on the behavior I need for each output. And with all that done, I hit Generate up at the top, and Sysmax Studio will generate the safety program and automatically insert as Automatic Program 1 in the POUs. So opening that program, you can see a special reset function block that's created up at the top. And then there are the function blocks for each of the safety input devices. The e-stop button has an e-stop function block, and the light curtains and area scanners each get an electrosensitive protective equipment function block. Scrolling further down is the logic for each of the safety outputs based on the truth tables. And then lastly, I have the EDM function blocks for any of the outputs that I said would use EDM. The only thing I need to do for the EDM signals is just assign the right EDM input to the EDM function block. So for instance, on the axis 1 EDM function block, I just change the EDM inputs to the axis 1 EDM variable I assigned using failsafe over EtherCAT. And with that, my safety programming is done. So from here, I can download my program, run the online functional test, and also perform safety validation to make sure the system is safely working the way I intended, and I am all good to go. So if you're interested in learning how to reduce the time and cost it takes to develop your safety programming, go to omron247.com to learn more about our wide range of safety products, everything from hardwired to failsafe over EtherCAT to SIP safety. And all of these solutions are going to keep your employees safe and your machines up and running.